All right, I'm going to do a follow-up from the weekend video. We've got a big rally today in metals. Gold is again testing that 800 resistance zone. Um, I fully expect the cartel will try and attack gold again tomorrow to keep it below there, but um, I'm of the opinion, and I went over some of the reasons why, that I don't think the intermediate rally is over in my last video, but I'm of the opinion that the cartel is going to lose this battle, and that the buyers are going to overwhelm uh, all the efforts to try and keep the metals suppressed any longer. So while I fully expect an attack probably in the pre-market tomorrow to try and push gold back down from this 1800 zone, I do expect that um, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not Wednesday, but soon, gold is going to break through this resistance zone, and we're going much higher. And nowhere really have the attacks been more blatant than in the silver market. um, the banking cartel didn't cover quite as many of their shorts in silver as they did in gold. So they, for the last 2 weeks, they've been trying every day to push gold, or I'm sorry, push silver back below this 50-day moving average, and finally today that those efforts um, broke badly, and we got pretty strong 4.5% rally in silver, and I warned that this is what would happen, that eventually the manipulation would break, and that when it does, you just end up with a much larger and much more violent rally than it would have had naturally. So again, there'll probably be an attempt to push silver back down tomorrow and stop this rally. But uh, just like in gold, I think the, they're going to fail. Ultimately, they're going to fail, and silver is going to come up and um, retest this $30 level. And I think um, when it does, this will be the third test, I believe. Let me widen the chart a bit. So yeah, you can see we tested more or less tested $30 here. We tried to get above it there. This third, when we get our third test of it, I don't think the cartel will be able to keep silver below there this time. And a breakout after a consolidation this long, I think there's a good chance we're going to be silver's going to be at $50 sometime later this summer. And again, I say, as I've been saying, I think the real momentum is going to come a little bit later in this intermediate cycle, um, maybe in June or July or even into August. I think that's where we start to get the really big runaway type moves. But in the meantime, I think the bulls are in the process of breaking the manipulation in the metals market, and we've got one little clue here with silver. The multiple attempts to drive it back below 50-day moving average have been unsuccessful, and today we finally got a big move higher, and it doesn't, at this point anyway, it doesn't look like they're going to be successful in driving silver back below that 50-day moving average. And then finally, the miners. This is where most of the attacks were levied, take down the miners, and it kind of makes it hard for the metals themselves to rally. But the miners are doing what they should be doing in the advancing phase of an intermediate cycle. I've pointed this out before, that during the advancing phase, when price gets oversold, it typically doesn't stay oversold very long, and then before the next rally starts, and that's what we've got here, just a slight tag of the oversold condition, and now we're going to start strong rally, and during the advancing phase of an intermediate cycle, price can embed in the overbought condition. So just selling when price gets overbought isn't usually a great strategy during the advancing phase of an intermediate cycle, because price can stay overbought. So like I said before, there's, even though we're not getting huge momentum just yet, we are doing what we need to do. We're stair stepping up. We're getting higher highs and higher lows. Price is holding above the 50-day moving average. Momentum, RSI is behaving as it should during the advancing phase of the intermediate cycle. And I think it's just a matter of time before the um, manipulation by the banking cartel completely breaks down. And once that does, then I think we're going to get a really strong momentum move uh, in the metals.